Hi guys, I'm with Ant. He is one of my favorite barbers. No, I don't get my hair cut at the barbershop, but this guy is so insightful. He always has something very meaningful to add. He's a father, and he just decided to do more independent work with regards to cutting hair. And as we were talking about him cutting hair, he mentioned that he cuts a child with autism, cuts the hair of a child with autism.
Yes, ma'am.
And I asked him, I said, well, gosh, I said, what is one of the tricks? Because I have two sons with autism, and I know it was so hard to cut their hair. And then he went on to say that he had family members with autism, etc. So Aunt, I'm not going to talk because I talk a lot. So I'm going to let you
okay.
talk. Go for it.
So my experience with the cutting a kid with autism was family had just recently moved down here. They walked into the barbershop, and I was the first chair in the barbershop, and I happened to be empty. And she was like, I'm looking for a haircut. So son came in, she expressed that he had autism. So I'm like, okay. When she said that, I immediately like, okay, you got to do things differently the way that different than the way you cut everybody else's hair. So typically what I do with kids when they come in is I show them the clippers, I show them the implements, I cut it on, and then I let them hear it because the clippers make a loud, like popping sound sometimes when they come on, and that could frighten kids as well as adults. So I do that, and I let them hold the clippers because against their head, the clippers is gonna vibrate. And so a lot of kids, they don't like the vibrating, they don't like the noise behind the ear. So I let them actually hold the clippers and I'm like, look, this is what we're gonna use to cut your hair. And I take their hand and guide it to their hair and let them act like they're pretending to cut too. And as a result of that, this kid, he just sat there, he let me cut his hair, and his parents were just like, oh wow, he's never sat like this before to get a haircut. And I'm like, she was like, what did you do? I'm like, I don't do anything different than I would normally do with any other kids. It's just that I realized that he had a special need, and I had to meet him where he was at, which was educate him on how clippers work and the sound of clippers instead of just hearing it and him being afraid. So once we did that, haircut went great. They were able to come back and experience more other haircuts like the same very first one that they had, and it was a great experience. But like I said, you got to meet them where they at. I could have just cut the clippers on and just started cutting his hair because I wanted to make money, but it was about building a relationship with him and getting him to understand I'm not here to hurt him. I'm just trying to help him by giving him probably one of the best haircuts he's ever had.
I'm quite sure it was. So I will say this, one of the things I always emphasize is working with individuals with autism is like working with a 7-layer cake. So when you're doing a process, one of the things you need to do is take things apart. So it's not a pound cake experience where you just once again sit down and cut his hair.
Right.
You actually have to look at the different components of cutting their hair and make sure that they are comfortable with the different components. And if there is a layer, like let's say layer number 3 or component number 3 that they're uncomfortable with, help guide them through that process so that they can then excel and achieve. And once again, right now, there's so many opportunities to engage individuals with autism and take the limits off with regards to our expectations, increase our expectations, because 80% of individuals with autism are unemployed right now, and we want to create more opportunities. That is why I'm looking to open Shelva's Help for social, physical, cognitive skill strengthening and more post-high school employment opportunities. Do you think an opportunity which provides social, physical, cognitive skill strengthening could help?
Yes, I
Family
do,
members?
because I feel like it'll help. It'll educate the kid as well as it'll educate the family members, as well as highlight some aspects that the parent never knew that the kid could exemplify or bring out or never knew they had, such as talents. A lot of parents don't know all the talents that our kids have until we give them give them the surrounding to be able to express or experience that new thing. So once they experience and they like it, then you have a new skill that your child has always possessed that you didn't know how to pull out of them. So yes, I think certain individuals and certain different skill sets and things like that will help kids with autism.
Yeah, diversity and options and exposure, etc., versus just doing one particular sterile environment. Once again, introducing them to social and physical cognitive challenges, meeting them where they are,
Yes.
and then helping them get to the next level, and also engaging their parents.
Yes.
So that it's not just in that sterile environment or in that environment. It's something that can be transferred to the community.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I like the yes. Love the yes. So, Aunt, thank you so much for your insight on cutting hair, and that, yes, what? yeah, kids can go to the barbershop.
Yes,
There
they
are more
can.
opportunities like Anthony. Anthony, what
Yes.
is your number?
My number is 919-349-4331.
Okay, and what area do you service?
I service Raleigh, Cary, in the surrounding areas.
Okay, so if you have a child with autism, or if you know of someone with autism who needs help getting their hair cut,
Yes.
Anthony,
I would love it. I
yes,
would love to.
yes,
I would love to give them a different experience, something they possibly have never witnessed before. So I don't mind. Reach out to me and we can make a difference.
awesome. Thanks, Anthony.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.